What's packing with you, YouTube? This is your man King Howie back with another video, and let's get into it. Uh, um, Aaron Rodgers. Well, basically, Joe Philman was asked if they should sit Aaron Rodgers, and Joe Philman basically said, "Whoever's 100% available will play." Question was asked to A-Rod if he would sit out the last two games, and he said no, he plans to play. Like I've said before in the videos, Aaron Rodgers this season, even though it's gone the way it's gone, it's important for him to play all the games throughout the season. Um, yeah, his numbers, as far as touchdowns are down. Um, yeah, he broke a meaningless record where half the passes that he threw were thrown out of bounds. So I don't know how you justify him breaking Tom Brady's record. Whatever. Um, he did petition for Randall Cobb to come back to the Green Bay Packers. He stressed that Randall Cobb is an important piece to this offense, which I agree with him. The only thing with that is how healthy is Randall Cobb going to be throughout the season. Uh, Now that I will say that Randall Cobb should come back as a Green Bay Packer. Um, as far as Mike Pettin and getting a new coach, as long as it ain't Hugh Jackson, I'll take any coach over Hugh Jackson as long as it ain't freaking Hugh Jackson. Um, this offseason is going to be a test, a huge test for the Packers. Besides, going out and trying to find a coach, we have to figure out how to convince free agents to come and play in Green Bay. There's been a lot of news media outlets that have uh, said Green Bay is not the ideal place they want to play. Shit, even Charles Woodson said it when he came there. He said he never expected to see himself playing in Green Bay, and he, listed a whole different. He listed a bunch of things or reasons why he didn't expect to come play in Green Bay. It's cold, it's no nightlife. It's a small town. Um, there's nothing to do. It's nothing to do out there. So uh, that's going to be a major factor um, as far as free agency. Another thing too is we have to get rid of some of these guys, man. Some of these guys are just going to have to, get their walking papers. You know what I'm saying? As much as I hate to say it, Clay Matthews, Nick Perry, especially Nick Perry, we need to get rid of that trash ass contract we gave him. He has not lived up to his contract at all. Uh, Jake Ryan, who knows where the Packers have evaluated his injury status, where he's at as far as rehabbing and things of that nature. Um, Mike Daniels, he got that $48 million contract and hasn't lived up to it yet. I think he had one good season and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at that. Mo Wilkerson, I don't think the Packers are going to be bringing him back. Um, who else is out there? Some guys on the offensive line are going to have to be let go. As much as I hate to say it, but Brian Bulaga, man, we gotta let you go, man. We have to let you go. Byron Bell, I'm sorry, dude, but we have to let you guys go, man. The offensive line was like the main thing that I really stressed at the beginning of the season. I really didn't like how the offensive line looked. I'm like, damn, y'all got rid of Josh Sutton, y'all got rid of TJ Lang, and offensive line just wasn't the same. But as far as winning in free agency, we have to win in the draft. You know what I'm saying? We've had guys that have come to the team from the draft, with these high potential marks. You know what I'm saying? That these NFL analysts have put on a list, and then they get to Green Bay and they just don't pan out. You know what I mean? Because um, maybe McCarthy lost some enthusiasm in the system he was trying to implement. Um, another thing too, having the guys play out of position. Green Bay will go out there and get a safety and then put him at cornerback or try him out at linebacker. Like, oh my God, this fucking team is just fucking. Ah, you would think, like I said, the Green Bay Packers would be one of the smartest teams in the NFL. And the only person that seems like they're smart out there is Aaron Rodgers. I mean, his play doesn't look like it this year, but like I said, he's playing with a bunch of rookies, man. Dudes that he hasn't had no timing with, no rapport, no experience with. You know what I'm saying? These guys are out there learning on the fly. Not to mention, they weren't going to be starting. We had Geronimo Ellison, Randall Cobb, Jimmy Graham, who I think was a complete mistake, and Devontae Adams, who I think is the MVP of the offense this year. I mean, every game that guy has shown up and shown out, and proved that he is a number one receiver or a top 10, top 5 receiver in the league. There's no debating that. And I used to shit on Devontae Adams, but now all I can do is eat every word that I've said about him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went on his Instagram and apologized to him. Like, bro, I didn't think you was gonna make it. You proved me wrong. Shout out to you. Congratulations on a great season. And I left it at that. He didn't have to respond as long as he seen it. You know what I mean? I had to eat my crow with that. Like, hey, bro, you have shocked me. I am shocked. I never knew you was supposed to be this good. I remember Devontae Adams dropping easy ass passes across the middle. Now he's one of the toughest receivers I've ever seen in the league. The toughest receiver on our team. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that the receivers learned from Devontae Adams being a leading example of the type of receiver you have to be to play along with Aaron Rodgers. I hope they took a good look at what Devontae Adams has done for this offense, and that they gravitate to that and try to mimic that same type of the same type of characteristics as far as what Devontae Adams brings to the game plan week in and week out. So this is going to be a huge offseason for these rookies. Kumaro, Scantlin, who else was out there? I can't even think of these guys' names. Equanimus St. Brown, the guys that really went out there and made some things happen this season. I hope that they really, you know what I'm saying, watch film, talk to Devontae, lean on his wisdom now that he's become a big time veteran in the league and on this team. Build a rapport with him, and also learn from his mistakes. These receivers that we got some pretty good potential, man. I don't know if we're going to bring Geronimo Ellison back. I hope we do. Trevor Davis. It's a lot of guys, man. It's a lot of guys that I don't think is going to be on the Green Bay Packers next year, depending on the direction that Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst want to go into. You know what I'm saying? And what Russ Ball is going to. It depends on them. Right now, they're the captains of the ship after all of the things that went down through that have transpired through this season, with McCarthy being fired and Mike Pettin being brought into the whole game plan, and Brian Gutekunst's first year as a GM. Now this is where shit gets serious. Coaching, free agency, draft. Those are the only three things that the Packers need to be worried about. I'm hearing that we're supposed to have at least 55 million in cap space, which is pretty cool. But it has to be money well spent. Period. The money has to be well spent. We have to, first of all, the coach that we get, hopefully he has some type of connections with players that are free agents that he can bring into the for cheap basically. Oh yeah, I like playing for that coach. Oh, he over there with Aaron Rodgers. Oh man, let me send him a text message. Let me holler. Let me send him an email. You know what I'm saying? The coach that comes over there is going to have to bring in, be able to bring in some guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Pettin had Mo Wilkerson wanted to ride for him. So the next coach we get, hopefully, you know, spark some interest in any of these free agent players to come and play for Green Bay. Period. Um, we have 2 games left in the season. One against the Jets. I think that's on the road, and a home game against the Detroit Lions. We could probably win one of them, but I'm expecting us to lose both. Put us in there in the top 10 in draft picks. Right now, I think the top 10. I think it's like 4 teams in the top 10. That's like at 5 and 9. You know what I'm saying? We on the outside looking in as far as being the top 10 draft pick. I think we like 11 or 12 on the list, but all of that can change in the last 2 weeks. So I hope we wind up in the top 10. You know what I mean? I hope we wind up in the top 10. And we get somebody. These guys are college players, man. That's another thing too. These guys are college players, man. These guys are gonna be young. We're gonna have to deal with developing these guys, uh, getting them up to speed. They're gonna have to learn a playbook, and we got it. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers has ran into the Tony Romo situation. When Tony Romo got his big contract, they stuck him with a young team. I remember Tony Romo out there trying to tell Des Bryant and all of Bryce Butler and all these dudes where to line up at. Whitehead, oh, you need to be over here. You need to be there. I remember he was trying to, these guys was learning the offense on the fly. And Romo didn't have a good season. I think they went 8-8 that season. So, you pay the quarterback a big time contract like that. You're going to have to suffer the consequences somewhere. But, this is probably the lowest of the lows that the Packers will probably, I'm kind of thinking next year is probably going to be another lousy year too. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this. I think we won't start seeing any production from this team moving in the right direction until like the first year of Aaron Rodgers heading into his new contract. And we still got to get his guy like $68 million around March, around St. Patrick's Day. You know what I'm saying? He still got to get his money. I'm expecting the prices for the Green Bay Packers games to go up. They go up every year, so that's not going to change. I'm just hoping that we could, finally, what I'm hoping for next season, I'm hoping we could finally fix this damn defense. That's what I'm counting on. I'm just hoping that we could have some type of pass rush. These guys was missing tackles in the Bears game. So many missed opportunities on sacking Mitchell. I can't never say his fucking last name. Trubisky, whatever, man. So many missed opportunities on sacking that guy. Clay Matthews right there to tackle him, and then he just starts jogging after the dude, not even attempting to go shut him down. That 25 play game plan that Matt Nagy had drawn up for Mitchell Trubisky finally worked. You know what I'm saying? Khalil Mack sacking Aaron Rodgers with his back. Like, what kind of... This is not a well put together team. Um, I hope we get rid of Deshaun Kaiser. In the next couple of years, the Packers will have to start looking for a new quarterback. Um, it depend. It depends on Aaron Rodgers, man. It all solely depends on Aaron Rodgers and where he's at with his health. But if I'm the GM, I'm looking for a new quarterback. I'm just saying. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. He's great. Don't get pissed off. Don't get pissed off at me for saying what I'm saying, Packer fans. But hey, this is the last stretch of his career with Green Bay. I don't see Green Bay give. Green Bay might give him a contract extension, but I don't see it being no big time money. It might be a Kobe deal. You know what I'm saying? 48 million for like 2 or 3 years, 2 years, but that's about it. But if I'm the Green Bay Packers, I'm looking closely in the draft for a new quarterback, and hopefully they could get somebody like Russell Wilson. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that the next quarterback that come plays for the Green Bay Packers is a quarterback like Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson doesn't get hurt. He gets hurt, but he knows how to play through his injuries. He did last year. Um, Russell Wilson is tough. I always liked Russell Wilson when he was with Wisconsin. Um, the guy just makes plays, man. When it's time for things to happen in the fourth quarter, you can't count Russell Wilson out. Aaron Rodgers, you could count him out, and when we gotta try to make a big play in late in the game, you can count Aaron Rodgers out. I have like this dude ain't gonna get it done. Not with this team, not with these young guys, and a lot of that comes from Aaron Rodgers' attitude, his body language when guys miss a pass, he pouting, man, doing all of this stuff. Like I never see Russell Wilson do that. Russell Wilson to clap his hands and keep encouraging the guys to go out there and make a play happen. Aaron Rodgers just seems to give up on the teammates. That is a bad characteristic. You have to believe in the guys that you're playing with, man, or you're not going to get anywhere. This old prima donna attitude that you having, I didn't like it at all this year. I hated every minute of it. All of the pouting and whining in the game and having, bad body language and a sad puppy dog face look. Like, come on, man, cut that bullshit out. Cut it out because it's not helping change things. You have to keep a positive mental state of mind, man, when you out there so that when, you have an opportunity to make something happen, the guys ain't lining up on a fucking offense, you know what I'm saying, with a lack of confidence because you lacking confidence. But I don't want to ramble too much, man. I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, stating my perspective on the season and what the things that I've seen and the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like about this team this year. Of course, there's a lot of things not to like, but things to like, as much as I don't want to say it, I'm gonna say it anyway. Jair Alexander, I like that. He had his ups and downs, but the defense, it's the Packer defense. What can you say? I love Devontae Adams this year. Who else did I like on the offense? Aaron Jones. Before he's hurt right now, sprained ACL, but I loved his attitude. I love Jamal Williams' attitude. I love what those two running backs did this year. Those guys run with heart. They run hard, and they're physical runners, and they run like they wanna play for this team. And I hope Aaron Rodgers seen that. I hope the Green Bay Packers seen that these two running backs want to be here. Um, Corey Lindsey, he had an up and down year, okay year. A lot of the times Aaron Rodgers got sacked was because Aaron Rodgers was holding on to the damn ball too damn long. But I think he had a decent year. Uh, and that's probably about it on the offense. Defensive wise, I said it, Jair Alexander. Uh, Kyler Fackrell, he leads the team in sacks. Reggie Gilbert, I liked him a lot. My main man, Kenny Clark. I loved Kenny Clark, and I used to be mad about that pick. I used to hate that with the 28th pick in the 2016 draft. The Green Bay Packers select Kenny Clark. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But now I know who he is. Shout out to you, Kenny Clark. Who else on the defense? Tramon Williams sometimes. Sometimes he made a play. Sometimes he let a play make him. Uh, who else on the defense, man? That I was kind of. I got to give it up to Blake Martinez, man. I mean, he did what he could do while he was out there on the field. Played every game. Got banged up a couple of times during some games, but stuck it out. Made some things happen. Uh, was on every play that he could be on, even though he was getting burnt out, playing majority of the snaps on the defensive side of the ball this year. Uh, can't say too much about the secondary except Jair Alexander. That's about it. You could say Rashard Breeland, made an impact late late in the season when we did acquire him. So yeah, shout out to him too. But you know, for things to go in the right direction with this team, the front office need to have their heads out their asses and focused. So with that being said, man, go Pack, go. Shitty 2018 season. Uh, Shout out to the Chicago Bears once again. Shout out to my homie D'Angelo Hickman, huge Bears fan. I told him that we would split this year with the Bears, even though they did get Khalil Mack. Um, Shout out to Josh from the Sports Fury, his Chicago Bears. He's a Chicago Bears fan. Yeah, man, and this video is probably going to conclude the rest of the NFL season with the Packers, unless we hear. I mean, they picked up somebody today. They picked up another running back, but whatever, man. Some dude from the where'd they get him from? I forget what team they got this guy from. Whatever, but yeah, man. Unless there's any, when we hear about a new coach, is probably when you get a video from me. But if there's any news with any other players, if we're gonna keep them or not keep them, shout out to KDG. Shout out to the homie Desert Eagle 90. Shot me out in this video. Really appreciate that, man. Trying to grow this channel. Happy to see your Eagles beat the Rams. Shout out to EDP. Shot me out in this video when I sent him the information on John DeFilippo being fired by the Vikings. I'm the Joey he's talking about. So yeah, man. With that being said, man, shout out to the subscribers, man. Appreciate y'all for this fun year. I'm still gonna try to get that contest with the playoff situation, and whoever comes close to the Super Bowl picks and the score or whatever. Try to mail you out a hat with it. I'll go get the team hat, whatever team you representing, and I'll send it to you or whatever. But until then, man, this is your man King Howie. Gold up. Have to go get me a gold bracelet today. You know what I'm saying? Spending that birthday money. But anyway, man, go Pack, go, I'm gone.